In this video, I'm doing a commentary on a backgammon bot versus bot match. One of the best ways to learn is by watching other people play, especially strong players. And having the computer play against itself and then reviewing the match is an outstanding way to learn without actually having to put the effort in thinking in terms of thinking through the match. But you can see the errors that the bot makes and learn from that. Or you can see if you would have made a move differently. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on it. With the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, doing a commentary on a backgammon bot versus bot match. We're playing on a beautiful Jeffrey Parker blue, red, and ivory board. And light blue will be playing at the bottom, orange at the top. It's a 5-point match, bearing off on the right. The XG board is made by Rain. He makes beautiful XG boards. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And here we go. So with the 4-1, it's a standard split. This is set for advanced versus advanced. Now with the 6-1, makes the bar point. Now a 2-1 splits and makes the 5-point. Another 6-1 comes down and splits. Now with the 4-2, you have options. Okay, makes the 4-point. That will be an interesting one to analyze. 4-2, now fives can hit. 6-5 is a good roll, can hit and continue. Blue has a strong position now. 6-1 is going to come in and hit loose. Now, is there a double? It's a double. Is it a take? Nope, passes. Too many gammons. 6-3, that's a wrong play, but that's okay. Double 6 will play to the bar point and make the 18-point anchor. 3-1 can anchor. Now 4-2 is a little awkward because of the anchor. Probably would have played to the bar point. 6-3, I would have played 13-4, 5-2, 2 down. All right. Now blue 5-4 come in and slots the next point. Okay. Now 3-1's a good roll. It makes the 5-point. Okay, so these make errors. That was a clear play. That was missed. So that's the nice thing about playing advanced. It makes some errors so you can learn from it. 5-1 makes both points. Double 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the outfield points are stripped for blue. 6 is going to be problematic. 3-1 will make the 2-point. 6-2 plays behind. Double 5, that's a good roll. Comes out, stays back, slightly behind in the race. 6-5, we'll have to play inside. 5-1, shift, so you could do that shift play. 4-3 can make an innerboard point. Does like that. 6-2, come in. Now we'll see what happens. Orange is going to have to break the 18-point. 4-3 comes in. Okay, now a 6 is going to leave a shot. 5-4 can be played innerboard, but now leaves a double shot. 6s and 4s. 6 hits and 2 comes down and covers. Now at 4 away, blue's going to probably play on. Nope. That's a big pass. So now it's 2-0, 3 away, 5 away. The away score refers to how many points each player has before getting to the goal. In this case, 5 points. Okay, so doubling. 5-4 hits on the outside. At 2 points, blue is 3 away. At 0 points, orange is 5 away. So it's 3 away, 5 away. 6-4 makes the 9-point. Now 2-1 can make the 5-point. That's thematic here. Double 6 can make both points on head. Going for a double gammon to get to the valuable Crawford score. The Crawford rule states that when one player is within 1 point of winning the match, there's no doubling for one game. And that's in effect in matches. Danced, 2-1, hits. Looking for the 4, gets it with a 3. 6-2 comes in and can hit back. There you go, looking for a 4 again. Again, gets it. Sends a third checker back for orange. 3-1. Hits again, looking for a 5 now. Double 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. 4-1. Okay, so now the problem is blue lacks value of owning the cube. Because normally if you redouble and you win, you get 4 points. But here, blue only gets 3 of the points. And then if he were to do that, orange would have an automatic redouble for the match. All right, so now things are getting awkward for orange. 3-1 hits loose there. Good play. Orange lacks the timing. 6-2. I don't know if he wants to hit exactly. Steps up. 5-3 should slot the bar point, I think. Okay, now so now it's awkward. It's gonna win some gammons. Dance, double 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 breaks the second anchor. 5-4 comes in with 1. Blue's winning a lot of gammons here. Trying to go for the gammon on a 2 cube. Okay, that was a little awkward. Looking for a 7 now. Redoubles. Takes. Okay, so this will be for the match. Redouble to 8. 3-2 can point on head. 3-2 again after a dance. 5-2 in and hit or come out. Okay. All right, so double 1 can hit. Looking for a 5-3 or 6-2 or 6-3. 6-1 anchors. 6-2. 6-4. That's forced and it hits. Blue is in the driver's seat. 5-2. Double 2. Okay. 6-2 clears the 6 point or clears the spares. 3-2 is a good roll. Points on head. Oh, should have pointed on head there. 5-1 clears the 6 point. 6-5. Here's the shot. Doesn't get it. Double 2. And that will be gin. Now I'll analyze it. The nice thing about playing advanced versus advanced is it doesn't play as strong, so it still makes some errors like a lot of people do. Maybe not all the same errors, but it allows you to learn. So let's go through these. I'll put it on the arrow so you can see. Did it slot? Oh, it slotted this. Okay, so that's fine. And then the 6-1, you make the bar point. And that was straightforward. 2-1, after you slot the 5 point, you want to make it. So you split with the back, and the 6-1 was there. And now the 4-2, it turned out it was a little better to actually, it was actually a lot better to make the 20 point anchor. And that results in this position. Okay, so the selected play does make the best 3 point board, the 4, 5, and 6 points, the rack. Okay. However, what it does is it strips these points and leaves these awkward shots, and there's a lot of checkers in the zone, 10 checkers in the zone that can be attacked. The top play results in this position. So these are the kinds of things that you can do if you don't understand the position. Why is it better to go here versus here? So the first thing I'll do is look at the dice distribution. So this is the dice distribution. I'll go back. This is the resulting position after the top play. On XG at the lower left, under the analysis, there are 3 radio buttons: initial, arrow, and final. If you click on initial, it'll show you the initial position before the roll has been played. You can also click on arrow, so when you select the play that's highlighted in blue, it will show you the arrows to indicate where the checkers would go. And then this one is this arrows. These arrows are green because it's an error. Okay, if it were a blunder, it would be red like that. Okay, and then you can also select final, And what that does is it shows the final position after it was played, and the dice are hidden a little bit. So this is the resulting position. You have the 20 point, and you still have spares here, and this is after the selected play. Okay, so we'll look at this dice distribution analysis. This shows an equity heat map. You can do this somewhat on XG. I'll show you how to do it. So you select the two plays, you select the first one, control and click, and now you have two of them highlighted. You right click and go to dice distribution, and you can see these two here. Okay, I always click the icon with the most red bars, and you can look at a graph. I double click the area to make it a 2D graph. So you can see more good rolls here than here. The higher, the better. Green is good, red is bad. And you can't really compare them very well. You can look at the dice map, and this compares all the rolls, double one, two, one, three, one, and so forth. But then what happens is these two are not on the same scale. So that's why I've developed this one. So this equity heat map on the upper left shows the equity of the resultant position after play A, which was the top play, for all the 36 possible rolls by the opponent, double one, two, one, three, one, and so forth, with an average column on the right. The panel on the upper right does the exact same thing, but for the selected play. These two are on the same color scale. From blue to red, where blue is good, red is bad. The darker the blue, the better. The darker the red, the worse. So you can see there's some more dark blue. So here there's a few big differences. The panel on the lower left shows you the difference. So this takes the equity value in a given cell on the upper right from play B and subtracts that from the equity value in the corresponding cell in the upper left. So that gives you the swing rolls. So in the lower left, blue favors play A, red favors play B, and this is graphically depicted in a vertical bar graph. So now you can see rolls like double three are huge, 4-3 are big differences. So let's go back here. So let me copy this, and then I'll paste it onto a new board. So to do that, you hit Control Shift and C for copy, and then Control V on a separate instance. Okay, so now let's say you do this, and then the opponent rolls double three. So basically can't make the 5 point. Okay. However, had you made this play, and now he rolls a double three, it's played like this, resulting in this position. So you can be attacked, okay? And now there's the 4-3. So look at how that's played. You can be attacked. So when you go back and now you see the initial position, so if you make play A, with that anchor, you cannot be attacked. But here, you can be attacked. Okay? So that's the idea. We can look at the second rolls too, and this is how they're played. So you can see this. After a 4-3, you're hit. But after the top play of making the advanced anchor, you're not. Okay? So that's a big swing roll. With the double three, it's the same thing. You get hit. So you can see that in this. We could also look at the second rolls. So second rolls, your rolls play much better, like 6-3, 6-1, double six. So again, let's look at the final position. So like 6-1, 6-2, 6-3, double six, all those ones. But when you're over here, now you're gonna leave this one stranded. Okay. The idea is, when you have an advanced anchor, that's huge. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is modify the position. So we'll go back here, paste it onto a new board. Now let's modify the position. Let's see what happens if it were like this. Okay. Now it's not quite as urgent to make that point because the fact this is stripped. You see how close these get? These are within 20 millipoints. Now you go back to this. This is a 71 millipoint error to make this play. So why? Well, we just moved this checker from here to here. And now what happens is if you stay back and make this point, make the 4 point, Now, if orange were to attack using a checker from the 7 point, you have to break the 7 point. Okay, so now the 4-3 is not as valuable. Okay, so you modify the position and you see what happens. Okay, so let's go back to the original position and let's say we have a checker here and see what happens. Now it's still close, but that's the key, the extra checkers in the zone. Okay, so that's how you learn from XG, really important. Okay, then the 4-2. Okay, so here it was much better to hit twice. Making the point results in this position. Now blue has a direct 5 shot. Here, there's a direct 1 shot, but there are 2 checkers on the bar. And if blue hits with the 1 and comes in with the ace, he's blocked in. So that's the idea here. Okay, and here, blue had a double. Let's look at it on the plus analysis. So this is a stronger level of analysis. So these are the things that I do. Copy and paste it onto a new one. So first thing I do is look at it for money in unlimited games. This is still the same. Okay, so we'll go to the match, and what made it a double? Well, because he made that play and left that blot. So let's say we're like this, or let's go back and see the final position after the top play. Okay, so let's go here. This would have been the position afterwards. So you do a plus, and now it's not a double. Okay, so that's part of the reason. Okay, so now let's see if this point were made. Now it's clearly not a double. So that indicates part of the reason it was a double was because of this. Okay, so now let's go back here. This strong board is also helpful. What if the board were like this? Now it's no double. That 5 point is a big difference. So what if it's the 4 point that's open instead of the 3 point? Still not a double. So you see, when you have the rack, that just teaches you how strong it is to have these inner board points, especially the 5 point. Okay, so like here, the 5 point is open. The 4 point is not as valuable as the 5 point. And one of the reasons is because now if blue were to anchor here, now these 2 checkers are kind of out of play. They're not blocking anything. So that's called the Kirin point by Michihito Kageyama. When you own the 20 point and the opponent owns their 4 point. All right. So this was a double, but didn't double, but played. Let's see. 6-5 was a great roll and came in and hit, and it didn't matter. It was a pass. It wasn't too good. Is there anything we could have done to make it too good? This was the position, and here was too good. What if this checker were here? Now it's almost there. What about here? Now it's certainly too good. Yeah. Okay. So now there's a prime. These are the exercises you do. Now game 2, the 6-3, the right play is to split here. The double 6 was good, making both bar points. 3-1 anchors. And the 4-2 should have played 13-7. Okay. And then 6-3. So here, you really want to just play behind with 13-4. When you do this, what happens is it results in this position, and now you strip your 8 points. So if he runs with like a 5-4 something, now you can't really, you're going to have to break the 8 points. So you want to keep that spare there. Next is the 5-2. So this was the time to break the anchor. Okay. So you see, you want to make this play that results in this position. And that's because there are these 2 checkers, these blots here, okay? So let's see what happens if there weren't blots. See, now you cannot break the anchor. So this is what you do on XG. You modify the position, you copy the position with Control Shift C for copy and Control V for paste into a new instance of XG, modify the position, and now you see, because this point is made and they're not two blots, you cannot break the anchor. However, in the original position, when there were two blots here, it was safe to break the anchor. Okay? Then these two plays were close. 3-1, this was big error. You really want to make that 5 point. And the 3-2 should have just made the 2 points. Okay. Then the 5-1 covers both. Double 2. So what is it like here? 13-9. Yep, that makes sense. What did it do? Yeah, you don't want to do that. Then the 5-4, better to just clear that 11 point. You don't want this builder here. That's called a dilly builder. It's basically a builder, a spare checker, a third checker or more on a point that serves very little function. The only place it can go is to the ace point with a 1. Okay, the 3-1 makes the point. 6-2 goes there. And here it was a little better actually to bring both of the checkers all the way around, not leaving the blot. The race was relatively close. And with this, what you want to do is make the higher point first with the 5 and then slot the next point. All right, then the 5-1, this was the shifting play. 4-3, yeah, again, you want to make the better point. You're getting 2 crossovers anyway. You'd rather have this position than this position, because the next you have the better point. The next point is slotted, and you can make it with a 5. Then it was a 6-2, which was straightforward. The 4-3 had to play deep. However, it looks like this is the time to break the anchor, is it? Let's do the plus analysis. Nope. Okay. And the 4-3 you had to play that way. The 5-4. So this is when you can break. But this was close. So let's look at it over here on another one. Here, what if the board were made? There were no blot here. Now you have to play safe. It's a blunder. So that's a good lesson. Anytime the opponent has a blot in their board, you can afford to make a bold play like this. Okay, then the 6-2 was great. Danced, and this, despite the score, it's a pass. Okay. And it's not too good either. What could you do to make it too good? Well, what's going to win some more gammons? That's getting close. If you go all the way there, now it's barely too good to double. If you played it here, now it's the borderline. Let's move 1 over. There you go. So now there are enough pips outside to go for the gammon if you're here. Okay, and a gammon is valuable at this score on a center cube because it gets you to the valuable 2-away score. You can hit Control-Alt-K for cube information and look at gammon value. Here it's elevated at 4-away. Okay, so 646. For money or unlimited is always 0.5, so it's elevated. The reason for that is because when you can get to the 2-away score, it's valuable. So what you want to do is ideally get to the most valuable scores. The most valuable score is winning the match perfectly. So that's 5 points, which is 0 away. Okay, so a doubled gammon is very valuable. If you go to this again and go to the 2 cube, now the gammon value on a 2 cube is really high. Okay, at 4 away, and especially at like 4 away, 2 away, it's huge. It's 1.0. Okay, so the most valuable score is 0 away. 1 away Crawford is very valuable because you're only 1 point away from winning the match, and you're protected from being doubled, and so that's valuable. The 2 away score is also valuable because you can win on a center cube with a gammon, an undoubled gammon, or a single win on a 2 cube. Okay, So those are the things you want to think about in a match. Now the third and final game. So that was a 6-1. With the 6-3, it's right to actually run. Here the double was very premature. But the fact that you did this makes it bad. All right, the 5-4 was good. Then the 4-2. Uh-huh. So this results in this position. Let's see this one. It prefers this. Because now here you slot a better point. You want to make the 5 point, and these two builders are a little bit more effective because if you make the point with a 1, you're also unstacking the 6 point. Here, if you make the point with a 1, you strip the 8. If you make it with a 6, you strip the midpoint. And 6-4 is even better. Okay. Yeah, this one you do split the back checkers, but these are close. Okay. 6-4. Oh yeah, could have hit. Yeah, that would have been the right play there. And the 2-1. These are close. Yeah, these are very close. Double 6 was good. Hits twice, making both points on head. That was forced. So it was actually better here to bring 2 checkers down. Like this, resulting in this position. Now there are more checkers in the zone. So double 5 completes the closeout. And the 2-1, you want to hit on the higher point. That's the point that you want. 4-3, it was forced. And then the 6-2, the 2 was forced. And this one was forced. And the 3-1, continue the attack. Okay, so here, it was better to actually hit here and continue, resulting in this position. It doesn't make the ace point, which is kind of committal, and it sends another checker back. 4-1 was forced. Then the 5-1 hit, and 8-7 is a little bit better. Let's do the plus analysis. Just barely. It results in this position spreading things out there. Okay. And then the double 2. Okay, like 13-9 twice. Like this, as opposed to 13-5. So this results in this position. The selected playlist is like this. Here, yeah, you have more checkers in the zone bearing on this point. You don't really have to worry about a shot. It's only with double 3. And now 5-3 was forced. Now he plays there. 6-2, 21-15 it liked. Yeah. Loses more gammons, but let's see. Wins more games, yeah. Okay. And then the 2-1 was a hit. 6-3 was like that. 3-1 comes up and hits. You really want to make that point. And the 6-5 comes out. 6-2 was like that. 6-2 didn't hit here. Notice that. You don't want to hit. That'll improve the opponent's timing. 2014, 8-6 was a little better. One of the things that happens here is against the 2-3 back game, once you've cleared the 9 point, 5s become awkward. So if you have a spare to play 5, that's valuable. So that's kind of one of the things you want to do. All right, and then the 5-3 just comes in. These ones didn't matter. The 5-1. Oh yeah, so here what you want to do is play like this. Just keep all the checkers in play. Here, this kills the checkers and destroys everything. Okay, so then the 2-1. Yeah, you just wanted to play there, but these are all close. And then the 4-3 hits and continues. The double 1 hits. Oh yeah, I didn't want to break that anchor. Okay, and then 5-4 comes in with 1. 4-2 comes out. 5-4. I preferred coming out. 6-5 played like that. And this was not a redouble. Yeah, so here's what you do. So like, you really have to change things a lot. Just change the score to see if it's a redouble. So like 5 away, 5 away. Now it's still too good to redouble. Okay. If you're at 5 away, 4 away, still too good to redouble. At 4 away, 4 away, too good to redouble. Even at 4 away, 3 away, it's too good to redouble. Here, it was not good enough to redouble because you're leading. If you're leading 4 away, 5 away, now it's too good to redouble because a double gammon wins you the match perfectly. Here, it's not too good to redouble. It's not even good enough to redouble because that one extra point gives you overage. So that's really important. You do this and you'll learn a lot in terms of match play. You'll see how big a difference it is between being 2-0 ahead versus 1-0 ahead. At 2-0, it's not good enough to double. And at 1-0, it's too good to redouble. Okay, and that's a big difference. Big difference. Getting extra points more than you need is very inefficient, and this is a very valuable lesson. You don't want to get extra points. You want to avoid getting overage. Okay? All right. So then, okay, so let's look at the move. 3-2 should have played out. Okay. Automatic redouble. The 6-4 should have broken from here, but these two plays were close. And the 3-2 points on head, 3-2 here should have just come out all the way. You don't want to leave the blots here. 5-2 could have hit there. Now it's double match point. You don't have to worry about gammons. Then it was pretty straightforward. That was hit. 6-1 was good. 6-2 was there. 6-4 was forced, and then the 6-5. So it liked bringing that extra builder. Now you leave 2 blots versus leaving 1 blot. Okay. And then the 5-4. Oh no, the 5-2, excuse me. So it could have hit here. These are all close. Looks like it preferred not to. Double 2, doesn't really matter. 6-2. 3-1. Ah, the 5-2. This was a big error. Look, you just do this and you make that point, and now you're a huge favorite. You're a 99% favorite. When you don't do it, you're only a 94.5% favorite. The 5-1 should have made the point. And the 5-1 cleared. What else was there? 6-5. There's the shot that was missed. The double 2 was great. And that was it. All right, so that was a very interesting backgammon bot versus bot match because we got to watch it play, and then it's the analysis. That's where you learn. So you can see it makes errors. You could see if you would have made those errors or you would not. And I showed you a lot of valuable tools, how to use the dice distribution, how to modify positions, how to change the score. These are the things that are really valuable in terms of learning. I think maybe the biggest thing that was a huge difference was when we changed the score from 1-0 to 2-0, change it from 4-away, 5-away to 3-away, 5-away, and it's too good to double at 4-away, 5-away, but not good enough at 3-away, 5-away. So that's really important in terms of match strategy. These types of matches, watching better players play is an outstanding way to learn, and even better is to do this type of exercise because the entire match is analyzed and you can look at all the errors and see if you would have made the same plays, and you can modify the positions, look at the dice distribution, see how things play, and learn from that. So that was another backgammon bot versus bot video. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, so I can work on that. With the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.